Oh shoot, I messed up. In this video, I'm going to put together a mechanical keyboard, the GMMK3 Pro. Now I have the Barebone keyboard here and I have my keys as well as my keycaps here. Now I chose their pandas because it would fit the right needs based off my research. So I wanted something silent, I wanted something that would last, and I wanted something that would give me good resistance when I did type. Ultimately, you can set this up however you choose. Choose the right keys that you're looking for, choose the right base that you're looking for, and add the keycaps that you're looking for. Ultimately, it's just a personalized thing in terms of what matters to you. So there's no real right or wrong answer to any of these components. It's just a matter of figuring out what works well for you and going down that path. Now, this is the first keyboard I put together. Now I'm doing this because I accidentally broke my old keyboard. So my old escape key on my old keyboard doesn't work. And this one, I already sort of took it apart just to see what was going on with it. It's soldered, it would be difficult to replace, and I can't actually find the same keys that were populated this, and the brand doesn't exist anymore. I can't seem to find them online. So I have to switch up my mechanical keyboard and start all over from scratch. And based off of what I've seen, I think this brand will last a while. Who knows? So with that, let's get started and I'll start unboxing. Now I had to get a knife. All right, so we have a keyboard wrapped in paper. And it weighs pretty heavy. And it sounds like it's metal, solid metal. So far, I've cleared this box out. And all right, so they gave me a key already. So one key. Let's see what else they have. Oh. All right, cool. So they gave me a handful of sample keys. So it looks like there's a Panda, there's a Raptor, and then they have their red version. So just depending on what you're going for. Now I have the Pandas, and they also have a guide to help you identify which one's best for you. But they have all this information online. So if you're not sure which one, I guess you can get the baseboard first and figure out which one sounds or feels the best for you and go on with that path. All right, what else do I have here? We have a few miscellaneous parts, a few screws, and a connector. So this is USB-C. Now this is sort of one of the things that I was really wanting, is something that I could directly connect. I don't like switching out batteries that often, but also using USB-C just because everything is going USB-C. So this is helpful, so I'll save that for later. I don't know what these are for, but we'll figure this out as we go along. We have all those pieces out. We have maybe a guide. Now here's a quick start guide. Doesn't really tell you what you need to do. It's just basic information. Okay, so it just tells you how to start it up and using the function keys, but nothing on how to put this together. All right, let's open this up. Ooh. Now, I chose the black one just because I felt it would go along with different keys a little bit better, have more universal thing, but it's, again, personal preference. They have the silver one as well. I chose to be, and this thing weighs a good amount of weight. Like it's kind of difficult to lift it up on the side. Definitely a lot heavier than my old mechanical keyboard. I thought my old mechanical keyboard felt heavy, but this one is pretty heavy in terms of weight. All right, now let's open up the keys. Now these are supposed to be plug and play, so it should be relatively simple to do. All right, and so you get these nice stickers and ability to register the product, and then a bunch of keys to plug in. So let me start plugging these things in. All right, so I finally put together all the different pieces. So now I have all the keys in there. So I guess the next step is to put the keycaps in. So off to plugging the keycaps on. Now, one of the things that is cool about this is that it actually has the keys that is supposed to go here right in there. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking the keys out, and I seeing, all right, so I have this pause button, the pause button goes here, putting that back in, and then popping that in. So if I don't know where key goes, then that's an easy way to identify it. So far it's been relatively easy to get to this point. Now, it was a little bit of time consuming, but ultimately if you're on the fence between getting the keyboard that you exactly want versus having someone pre-made it, so far in the process it's been smooth sailing, so no issues, super easy to install, plug and play, and it just takes a little bit of time to find all the keys, but for the most part, I think it's worth the time if you're getting exactly what you want versus getting something that isn't quite what you're looking for, but you don't have to put it together because it might be a little daunting just to do it yourself. Ultimately, it's not that bad. I did this and I didn't even do any research in terms of how to do this, and it was pretty intuitive. Now let me plug this in with the USB-C cable that it came with, and let's see how it works. So hopefully, fingers crossed that it works plug and play and no issues. Oh shoot, I messed up. So I took all the time to put this all together, and I came to the realization that once I plugged it in, nothing was working, and it was because I used the HE keys on a keyboard that wasn't meant for the HE version. So this is actually mechanical keyboard base, and I couldn't find any HE version of the full-size keyboard, which is what I'm looking for. So I actually have to take this entire thing apart, put these back in the box, ship them out, and then order some mechanical keys so that I can get this thing up and running. So I'm gonna go and do that real quick, and then I'll be back. So I was actually able to go to Micro Center, and they had 2 of the silent pandas that I was looking for, but they didn't have a third one. So I ended up having to go with this different silent switch. I'll probably swap it out later, but I wanted to get this video done, so I'm gonna use this instead. So I'm gonna go ahead and do it again for a second time. All right, so now I'm complete with this keyboard. So ultimately all the keys are in, and so now I just have to plug it in and hopefully that it works. Perfect. So it works just fine. So the difference between these keys, so the Pandas keys and the Lynx silent keys, is that one gives a little bump and the other one is just a smooth click. So I'm just opening up a Word document. And so for me, I like feeling that bump when I'm typing, but some people like the silent. Now, in terms of the difference, it's very slight in terms of being able to notice the non-bump on the Lynx version of them versus the Pandas. But for me, I just personally like to have that actuating bump that you get from a mechanical keyboard, so I want to keep that in mind. So that's why I'm going to eventually switch these out with the Pandas, but they both work great. They both sound great. I'm typing, I can barely hear it, and it works a lot better than my old mechanical keyboard that I use clear keys, cherry clear keys. And what I like about that key is that it gave a lot of resistance to it, and it really felt like I was typing with purpose. But I switched it up this time and went with Glorious. And the Pandas keys seem to be right up my alley in terms of what I was looking for, and also having that somewhat resistive. One last thing that I want to show you before I wrap this video up is that you can actually change the colors on the keyboard without actually going and coding or changing it. You can change it with the function key on this keyboard, and I'll show you that in just a second. So to change things, all I have to do is hold the function key, and then you can toggle through the various designs that they have by clicking the right or left arrow to go forward and backwards on the designs. So you can change what you're looking for. Additionally, let's say you find a design that you like, and okay, so you want this color design, you like how it moves a little bit, but you think it's a little bit too bright. Well, you can change the dimness by holding the function key and hitting the up or the down arrow. So I'm able to decrease this all the way to nothing. So if you want just a slight color, you can do that. Or if you really want a bright color to stand out when it's dark, you can do that as well. Another feature is that you can change the color of the keyboard by holding the function key and toggling it through it with the X button. So this allows you to toggle and find the right color that fits your build, fits your design, fits your color schema, etc. Now, the last thing is the zoning. So there's 3 different zones on this. You have the main zone here, you have a light that goes here, and then this, and each one is considered a zone. And so you can toggle which set of lights are on by holding the function key and pressing the Z. So that cycles through the various zone combinations, so you can get the design that works well for you and that gives you the look that you're looking for. But that's it. Thanks for watching.